Hello and welcome to the first episode of Last to whatever challenge. Where we're gonna start shotgun on the field. We're gonna start dead last in a random car. I just feel like I want to race in that car, and we're gonna race at a certain track. And for this first episode, I thought I'm gonna do a little 20% race here at Kansas Speedway. Because we won't visit a track in my career mode until 2001, so 2.5 years, and maybe quite literally 2.5 years until we're going to visit Kansas Speedway in the career mode. So I thought, you know what, let's do a race here at Kansas. I just don't know what car I'm going to drive as. I'm just gonna look around in my cars and mods and see what I want to drive at. So I've decided we're going to do some nationwide racing, the 2010 NASCAR Nationwide Series, and we're going to drive as Carl Edwards in his number 60 Ford for Jagger Roush. Let's do this. 54 laps around the speedway, and we're starting in interesting company, you know. We're gonna have to make our way past some field fillers, like there's Brian Keselowski in the 26 car, big brother of Brad Keselowski. Brendan Gaughan in the 62 is down there, so that's quite interesting, because usually, at least you'd expect him in Rusty Wallace equipment to be a little further up front. But so, who else around us? Joe Nemechek, Jay Sauter, Scott Lagacy, Mark Green, Kenny Wallace, Derek Hope, Johnny Bourneman, Mike Wallace, Jeff Green, a couple of guys out here. Green flag's out, 54 laps around Kansas. On the way. So we don't get black flag for this. Quite quick start here. And a great start. Overtook some cars on this where the green flag flew. Oh, we're fast. We're really fast. There's one of my teammates, 16. That's Colin Brown, I think. Got no sponsor on the car for this week. Three wide up ahead. It's Tony Raines' 34 car, I believe. The car's switchy there on the brakes. Was that the 31 car? I don't know. I know it's a Rick Ware car, so he's running up there in the top 30. So Rick Ware Racing, building fast cars. What? Gonna have a look who that is in just a little bit. Wow, I don't know who the fuck that is. Thanks a lot. That's Stanton Barrett, okay. I don't know a lot of guys in the Nationwide Series. I know a couple of names, but not all. There's Paul Menard in the 98 car, also a teammate, I think. I'm not sure if that's a Robert Yates car or if that's a Roush car. Might be a Yates car, but he's a Ford teammate, so I like him. Up to 23rd, by the way, so we're pretty fast. Is that the 11? We're just gonna pop in there. It's Brian Scott. That's James Busher now ahead. The one car for James Finch. And Robert Richardson Jr. in the 23 car. That's actually a cool looking car. It's a Chevy. I like it, I like it. throw it down 3 wide, just... Why the fuck not? Yeah, it's actually good. Joey Logano in the 22, the 20 car. Almost used Michael Roots' nickname for him, Giggles Logano there, just because I kind of started to use some of his nicknames there. So shout out to Michael. So I like the way he is just ridiculing NASCAR, and it's a fun thing. Who's that 61 car? It's Josh Wise. Wasn't that the team Kevin LePage the field in 2008? 2009? I think that's the same team Kevin LePage the field with. I think he was driving a 61 car as well at Talladega. And Jeremy Murray's in the 88 today. See, back in the day, until 2010, there were a lot of different Cup guys running the companion events with the Nationwide Series. Also, the Nationwide Series will make some slight contact with Stephen Wallace there. So you had some guys like Carl Edwards running the whole Nationwide Series schedule, but also Joey Logano, Denny Hamlin, Kyle Busch in there, just racing all the races at the tracks the Cup Series was at. And then just winning everything and kind of killing. NASCAR ladder for the younger drivers. We're making it past Morgan Shepherd, who's having an awfully good run there, in 11th right now. Now 12th. Side by side with Harvick there. My review. And we're up in the top 10. May put the AI a little bit too low, but no, whatever. Actually, see fuel. Okay, we're gonna make 2 pit stops then. I'll just settle in, pass all the pack racing there, and just hunt down that group there. We're coming close to them. Coming close to them. Past Michael Annette in the Germain number 15 car. And closing in on the 22 of Brad Keselowski. Ruby Tuesday car. There's my teammate Stenhouse. The 6. Get out of the way, Jason Leffler. Want to get through here. I think Stenhouse might be coming down on my inside now. Come on, Ricky. Want to go down there? I left you some room. Okay, well, then just don't accept my offer. I'm fine with that. Well, we actually have 2 Clint Boyers in the race. 21 car up there is also Clint Boyers. Just, yeah. I think I probably should have checked that. So we have 2 Clint Boyers in the race. One who is in 8th right now, and the other one is in 2nd. And Greg Biffle is leading the race. And I think it's Bruco Motorsports, the 27 car. I think it's a Bruco car, but I'm not sure. So we're approaching Casey Kane. I'm passing Casey Kane. 4th spot. There's Kyle Busch in the 18, and just imagine who was driving the 21 car in 2010. I think it was John West Townley. Just imagine it says John West Townley instead of Clint Boyer. So we get some realism in there. So that was that with West Townley. And down the inside we go. We're in second on lap 20. So we took 42 cars in 20 laps. Or 41 cars, that is.
Give me everything you got. Go get that son of a bitch.
Yes, sir. I'm going to try to do that. But Greg Biffle is a long ways back. As you see, okay, 5 laps of gas left. Gonna come in soon. And I'm not the best pit. Yeah, that's Greg Biffle. Okay, we're gonna take 1 lap left and then we're gonna come down as well.
Same old driver, just a different day, buddy. Way to work 'em.
Gonna take
Clean air here,
full
buddy.
can of gas.
Get a nice rhythm here.
Keep
doing what you've been doing.
We're not gonna change any tires. They're still fine. Still fine. Just
No
fuel.
Tires, no tires.
Just gas and go. That's the plan.
Dig, buddy.
There's Greg Biffle, okay.
Get out there, go, go, go.
And I think, yeah,
Outside. All clear.
just behind West Townley that we're coming out here. But we haven't lost too much ground. That's good. So
Great job, man. Way to be smart. We'll get 'em.
31 laps left in this race. Ooh,
All
little
clear.
slidey there. And we have 20. Okay, one more stop.
You'll want full.
I think on our second stop we're gonna take right side tires only, because I feel like how the tires just wear, that could be the difference. Because I feel like the AI will take 4 tires on their second stop, and we're just gonna take 2. That will net us some track position.
Smooth. Go get 'em, man.
But I could be wrong there. They could also only take one side tires, so we'd have to make up some time on track. There's the Goodyear blimp. Just saw him change direction there. I like those little details. That's why I like NR 2003. I like to take those nationwide cars out for a little ride. Because in the Cup Series you had the car of tomorrow into the 2010s. And the Nationwide Series is still a good old Gen 4 Cup cars, essentially. A little bit less horsepower, but still great driving cars. I love them. Close in on Greg Biffle, and we're increasing the gap on the 21 car, so making good progress. But I also want to kind of preserve my left sides a little bit. And the way I push those last 2 laps, that's yeah.
Great job, buddy. Just past halfway.
Right. Yeah. We're closing in on Biffle, so should be good. By the time we're coming down to pit lane, I think we should be right on his ass, maybe past him. I like Kansas. I really like the track. I like the flat version of it because it's just, I don't know, I prefer it over the high bank version. Just my own preference. I love to watch those races because it was high definition Gen 4 action, you know, like you can watch it on modern TV and it looks like it looks crisp and sharp and HD quality, and it's still Gen 4 Cup cars, you know. That's mainly why I watched the 2009 and 2010 nationwide series races, or some of them, not all. Now it's in 2011 and the Car Tomorrow also was introduced for the nationwide series, which looked shit, but then it started to look good. Especially I like the 2020 nationwide Mustang and the Camaro and the Supra. They're quite good looking cars, having some shades of the Gen 4 car in them. And I feel like the racing in the Xfinity series right now is a lot better than in the Cup series. It's just my opinion. I love watching Xfinity series races. And we're 2 seconds behind Biffle. Can we win this thing now? Let's see when our fuel window is actually... Okay, 13 laps. Yeah. Can't stretch the gas, that's for sure, because that would be save 7 laps of fuel. So just 1 can of gas, maybe right sides, and we'll go. See. Yeah. Oh, we're gonna take right sides. Fuck them. Front left's also it's also worn out a little bit, but who cares? Who cares? Yeah, we're closing in fast. Almost a second off on that last lap. And there he is, the Biffster. Greg Boofel. Biffity Biffster. Whatever you want to call him. Old man who jumped in a Kyle Busch racing truck and won, and then despawned again for 2 years, 3 years, and then raced some Cup for NY Racing as we took the lead with 70 to go. There's the first lap car of today. Who's that? Who has the honor of being lapped first today? It looks like... Wait, is that the 33? That isn't the 33. Harvick, what happened to you? Where's that Harvick? Could be also Mike Bliss. Not sure. Who's that? That's Harvick. Kevin, what happened to you? Maybe an issue and he had to pit again. I don't know. Happy Harvick in 42nd. Get a rude, dude. I don't know what a rude is. Is that a water heater thing or?
Outside.
I don't know what a rude is.
Clear high.
But we lapped Kevin Harvick, my favorite racing driver of all time ever, period. That's sad. There's a car on pit lane. That was the 40, I believe. Mike Wallace. So we're going to see some pit stops now. I think around that time. We actually just... I want to see when Biffle's coming down. So I don't stay out longer than I have to necessarily, and then just throw away a win, possibly. 1.5 seconds clear of him, so. Anybody already on pit lane? I see one car sitting there, but that's, I think, the 40 car. We had an issue, I think. If he doesn't count. So lapping Robert Richardson Jr.
Outside.
23 car. I don't know who he drives for. I don't know who owns a 23 car.
Clear high. Caution down. Caution
Oh, there's a yellow flag.
Caution down.
There's a crash in the tri-oval.
Road is closed, but one in the fence on the front.
24 involved.
Caution is out, buddy. Caution is out.
Gonna have a look at that in just a moment.
Going off somebody. Pace car has the field.
That's good because we can come in now. You know what? Let's have a look at this. Let's have a look at this. So here's what happened. The two drivers with a combined age of 570 million years, Joe Nemechek in the 87 and Morgan Shepherd in the 89, get together. Shepherd just pushes the 87 around the corner, then just dives down and pushes him into the wall. And that collects the 48 and the 24, and that's the caution. You're gonna have a caution. You can see Nemechek straight to pit lane, doing a little bit of a drift there. That's interesting. That no cars could go sideways. And that's Greg Biffle actually coming down the pit lane, so he got screwed a bit. So we just saw Greg Biffle came down the pit lane, just in the same moment that the caution flew. So that's good. We're gonna take 4 tires. I mean, we can win this race. And those last, I mean, probably going to be 7 or 8 laps when we restart. But
Get out there, go, go, go.
I took the advantage of taking 4 tires, so should be helping us. I think all those guys only took 2 because they were pretty fast out on track. Again, after I came in, maybe they only took fuel. I'm not sure. But yeah, there's 87 still on pit lane. Let's actually have a look at the race. Okay, Jason Keller's out because of a radiator issue. Jay Sauter's out, 48, because he was involved in an incident. Nemechek, McDowell, and Logano's actually apparently on pit lane or in the garage area. Currently last. McDowell also down. As is needed, so those guys probably had an issue. I don't know. Eric McClure, Kevin Harvick, and Robert Richardson a lap down because I put them a lap down. Yeah. Greg Biffle currently the race leader. And we're 5th right now. And Kane, Ricky Stenhouse, Kyle Busch. There are some lap cars between us, and they're not going to go to the inside because we're going to restart with less than 10 to go. So I have to navigate lap cars and also try to catch Greg Biffle, but Biffle has 4 slow cars just ahead of him. I think that's a 12 who was on pit lane for a lengthy period of time as well. See, actually there's a 12 car. It's Allgaier, he's almost a lap down. Okay, I thought he was on pit lane longer, but he probably had an issue. Or pitted a little bit earlier than everybody else. Who knows? Who knows? One to go. Alright. 7 laps to decide the finish of the Kansas 300. I think it was a 300-mile race in the Busch Series back then. Okay, just 7 green flag laps, hopefully, to decide this race. We're in 5th. And in prime position, I think, to win with Thrasher tires and everybody else. We have enough fuel to make it. Let's do this. Let's do this. Warm up the tires a little bit. And go out there and win. Biffle's the race leader with 4 slow cars ahead of him. And pace cars in. Green's out, 7 laps to decide the Kansas 300 in the Busch Series, or Nationwide Series, I'm sorry. There are the lap cars. Slow as ever. Past Eric McClure, he has some damage to his rear from that incident. So he got collected in the crash there. That first caution. I think we might be up to 2nd. There's Biffle just ahead, and those guys are a lap down. Harvick and McDowell on the 81. We're in 2nd. Past the 05 now, and just behind Biffle with 6 to go. Down the inside, Greg Biffle. Car's a little bit slidey there. But all good. We're past Biff. Approaching 5 to go. I think we're safe now. I think we got this. Just have to negotiate some lap traffic there. I think our fresher tires aided us a lot there. Plus a bad fast car. And we're out in front again in Kansas. Yeah, Biffle's dropping back.
Those are good laps, buddy. Great, smooth. Just be nice with pace. Outside, still outside. All clear.
Past the 12, and now that's the 99 of Trevor Bayne. Driving Michael Waltrip's car. Lapping him as well. Three to go. Let's just keep the car pointed in the right direction, and I think we got this one in the back. Oh God, as I say this, car stepped out a tiny bit on me there. And the white flag's out, sponsored by, I don't know, possibly Credit One Bank. Through turn 1 and 2 for the final time for me after 54 laps. Down the backstretch. Sponsored by American Ethanol. The whole backstretch section. Into 3. I'm just calling myself home at this point. And out of turn 4. Coming into a tri-oval, we're gonna win the first last two, in this case first challenge at Kansas Speedway in the 2010 Nationwide Series. We're having a 60 car for Jack Roush.
That's what I'm talking about. Great job. You're the man, buddy. Oh, you guys, way to wheel that piece, baby.
That was fun, that was fun.
You rock, buddy. You are the man. Burn them down.
Yes, I'm gonna burn it down. I definitely will. So we won a race from Greg Biffle, Kyle Busch, Ricky Stenhouse, Casey Kane, Jason Leffler, Brian Scott, Brad Keselowski, Scott Wimmer, and Johnny Bourneman, the 83 car. Good run for him. That's Colin Brown, Scott Ricks, Mike Bliss, Clint Boyer, Stephen Wallace, Stanton Barrett, Brian Vickers, Brendan Gaughan, James Busher, Jamie McMurray, Tony Raines, Michael Lynette, Paul Menard, Kenny Wallace, John West Townley, not Clint Boyer, just Scott Legacy Jr., Brian Keselowski, Mark Green, Mike Wallace. There are two Mike Wallaces in the field? Might be. Oh, not okay. Mike Wallace, Derek Cope, Morgan Shepherd, and Josh Wise. Last car on the lead lap. That's Justin Allgaier, Trevor Bayne, Kevin Harvick, Jeff Green, Robert Richardson, Eric McClure, Joe Nemechek, Michael McDowell, Joe Logano, and Jason Keller and Johnny Sauter are out with radiator issues and just retired. Why not? Well, thank you a lot for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to see more of that, just let me know. I'm going to do it anyway, so. But comment anything if you want to tell me anything, I don't know. And like the video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you haven't already. And yeah, I'll see you when I see you. Have a nice day, have a great week, and goodbye.